Just wanted to chat it up today over this rematch gameplay and talk about some positive things in life, you know? So, with all the bad news that you've been hearing about in gaming, I thought I'd shed some light on actually the positive stuff that we hear and things that don't really get spoken about. People like to live life in the moment a little too much, right? And playing games like this and other games that you've seen on my channel gives me hope for the future of gaming. One thing I wanted to start off with is focusing on the current AAA industry is what's going to dive us deeper into the unfortunate situations we see in video games. For example, is news of like new games that are coming out, Battlefield, leaks of Battlefield, all the disaster that Ubisoft has been encountering, Bethesda with their horrible releases. We just focus way too much on these current AAA games and AAA companies that we lose track of other things and the potential of other companies until we, see the releases that they drop. But keeping that hope and not, expecting or waiting on their releases is what kind of gives me the positive mindset of what we will see in the future. And the prime example is this very same game that you're watching now, REMATCH, right? So REMATCH is made by SloClap, which is I think a French company, or they're based in France at least. And they are the people who made I don't know if you guys ever played it, but Absolver. That game I never got to play it, but I did watch a lot of gameplay, and it's one of the craziest fighting mechanics that I've seen. But they took that and then dropped Sifu, and that game was just top-notch fighting mechanic, story, gameplay, one of the best that I've probably seen to date. The last one I probably have seen was maybe For Honor, but that's with swords and things like that. But look how that turned out to be. And that's because why? AAA companies and the expectations we set on them, knowing damn well that they don't really give a crap about us, right? So come around, Sifu drops, and then they get the funding and the money that they got from Sifu to make a game like this, REMATCH. And I understand it's a very niche game, but man, once you start playing this game, and you could take it from me, I am not a person who plays sports games. But once you start playing a game like this, I've never played Rocket League for the record as well. Never played it. I did play it maybe like a few matches, but I never stuck around to years later, and I'm still playing it. So I played this game because, well, one, it reminded me of Rocket League, but also it's a new thing. It's a new game, a fresh breath in this environment, and I decided to give it a shot because I needed something new, man. I'm tired of all these AAA games that have been just atrociously released and amounting to nothing at the end of it, and just really stealing and robbing us. And then play this game for like 1 or 2 matches. 2 matches turn to 4, 4 turn to 8, 8 turn to 16, now I'm level 20. This game has me hooked. And not to say that I will forever be playing this game, because I love video games and I love playing other things, exploring other games. But it is a game that has me really, really hyped up. The animation is sick. The mechanics is sick. Just everything about it. Juking people and getting that super hype goal. It's just one of the things that has you like jumping out your seat and screaming. So seeing the potential that companies like this has gives me the hope that I will see in the future. Right now, these new gaming companies are going to be in the future the new AAA games, or AAA companies, excuse me. And what I mean by that is that the quote, you live long enough to see yourself become the villain, has never been more truer in today's age than ever before, in my opinion. The reason I say that is because again, look at these companies. Bethesda, loved, beloved games, right? They've dropped Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 2, or Fallout 3, and all this other stuff. Then they just dropped Fallout, Vault 76 and whatnot, and all these other just horrendous games and horrendous drops. What's that space game? I don't even remember the name of that. Mind you, I bought that game, or I had it through Game Pass, played it, didn't even finish the first mission because it was that bad in my opinion. I know other people loved it. Like I've had friends and family members of mine, tell me, yo, you're bugging. Like, I don't know why you're not playing this game. This game actually gets good after 17 hours. And it's like, you really expect me to play 17 hours of gaming? Because mind you, that's a lot of hours. 17 hours of just strictly gaming for me to be like, damn, this game is actually pretty good. Hell nah. Are you crazy? You done lost your mind? I'm not doing that. If you don't catch me in at least like in I leave it as like the Steam rules, right? Steam allows you to refund the game within the first 2 hours of the game. If you have more than 2 hours, you're not refunding it. You're not getting the refund. And if you don't have me hooked within the first 2 hours, at least, I'm not keeping it. I'm not gonna continue playing it. And that's the very bare minimum. I know that bar is really, really low for some people, or high, however you want to classify it. But there's other games that catch you in the first mission and you're like, yep, I'm gonna play that. So this game doesn't even have a story mode, doesn't have anything, doesn't have these high expectations that these other gaming companies put upon you. But look at this, I'm level 20 and I play it by myself at that. I'm a PC, I'm in PC, all my friends are in console, so we have to play at least games that are crossplay. So with that being said, like, REMATCH is just the one of many, or at least SloClap is the one of many companies that has my attention at 100%. You've seen it in my channel. I don't know if you guys have ever watched any other game that I've dropped, but another game that I've been playing, or that I played and I completed within like the first week of it dropping, was The Altars. I didn't even know that game was dropping. It was a silent release, but I watched the trailer, played it, first mission, hooked. Come on. And Bethesda wasn't allowed to do that, and they have millions and millions of funding. It's insane. So speaking of The Altars, 11-Bit Studios is the company that we're talking about here because of the game that they dropped. And The Altars is nothing, in my opinion, but pure definition of what it looks like when you take your time with a game and release it on your own timing, rather than setting expectations and then rushing shit out and having it look like a pile of bird doodoo upon release. And now look at that, you're stuck with angry players who don't really trust you no more, and you didn't make enough money. Now you gotta make that money back with bullshit releases. So The Altars, or 11-Bit Studios, really, if you guys haven't played any other games that they had, please do. I know that some games aren't or saying like some genres for other people is not what they it's not their bread and butter, to say the least. But I would say give it a shot. 11-Bit Studios has indie games, but one of my favorite games that they've released in the past year or two has been Frostpunk 2. Now Frostpunk 1 was a highly acclaimed game, like people really did enjoy the heck out of that. And Frostpunk 2 is just completely different from what Frostpunk 1 was. Even though I never really played Frostpunk 1 like that, the second game had me hooked for weeks. And I'm telling you, for weeks. I don't mind city builders. I've played games like Age of Empires when I was really young, maybe like 9/11 or something like that. And then even through my middle school, which Age of Empires 3, I think that's when it dropped. I'm kind of dating myself here. But at that time, those games, had my attention. And I played FPSs as well and third-person shooters. I'm a gamer. I love a lot of genres, except for some sports games, depending on what it is. Like I said, REMATCH did it really well, so they got my attention. But Frostpunk 2 is a city builder, and with city builder games, you kind of like don't know what you're expecting. You know, it's either, oh, you build a game, or you build a city, you have your people, you know, chop down trees and whatnot, and have them survive. Then you go against other people. But what if, you know, you're actually going against nature rather than man? So one of these little old lessons that you learn when you're young: man versus self, man versus nature, and man versus man. So in this environment, it's a man versus nature environment or game, and you have to withstand the brutal and disgusting torture that nature puts you through. And that game was perfectly done. So seeing that game drop, and I'm just playing that game nonstop, and then we're going from that to the altars, you just like, what more can you expect? And of course you can expect a lot more, but without putting those expectations on the company and setting the bar so high, you'll allow them to give them the breathing room that they need to actually create a game that you will enjoy. Instead of hyping it up so damn much and putting those expectations, you know, you're not putting the energy out there in a way. And that's a testament to like another conversation that I wish I could have with you guys, which will kind of segue into like, you know, updates on the channel as well, because I do plan on talking about other things, not just gaming, because I feel like there's a lot of things in this world that gaming correlates with, and there's a lot of messaging that you can get from gaming and video games in general. One of those things was from the altars that I've learned, or not even really learned, but that I saw. And you will only really see that, of course, if you kind of like watch my videos. And I'm not telling you, you know, it's not just shameless plug here, but in the videos I did talk about those hidden messages that the altars has. But with that being said, 11-Bit Studios is another company aside from SloClap that has my attention in what the future holds for them. They have amazing leadership, in my opinion, which is why we're getting, you know, really good releases in the past year or two. So with the way that they're running their company, you would see and expect more games to come out which would replace these AAA companies, which again, they haven't done anything for any of us. They've just been robbing us blind. Activision, Call of Duty, Ubisoft, for all of the shit releases that they've had. Again, Microsoft as well, and the news that they've dropped with my beloved Halo. And I grew up with Halo, but it's sad to see what Halo has been, you know, what it's going down, or has become, really, because Halo 4 was, people liked it, whatever the case may be, but Halo died when Halo Reach came out, in my opinion. And that is a really crazy opinion to say for some people, but I do believe that, you know, Halo Reach was a decent game in my opinion. But Call of Duty Halo is just the same refurbished slop that I said. Call of Duty Halo, Call of Duty Activision, it's just the same refurbished slop that we've been playing since like Call of Duty Black Ops 2, you know. And what's the point? You know, you're just wasting your money. You're spending all your hard-earned money on a game that you played last year. And look at Call of Duty 7 or Black Ops 7. It's the same thing. It hasn't even been 2 years since the Call of Duty dropped, and they're releasing another game. I remember when games or gaming companies took at least 3 to 5 years to release a game. You know, but they're not doing it right. The only company I kind of had a little bit of trust in is Rockstar, because they don't care about what you say when they delay games and whatnot. They take their absolute time in dropping a game. When GTA 5 dropped, bro, I was in high school. When GTA 4 dropped, I think I was in middle school. So it's like waiting after all this time for high school. Waiting after all this time for GTA to release. Dude, I've seen memes of people be like, yo, congrats on staying alive to see the release of GTA 6. Or we've seen Aliens before GTA 6. You know, that's a crazy way to like set a name for yourself, you know, for Rockstar. But they don't give a damn. That's the only company that's a AAA company that I kind of respect. Say what you say about them, doesn't matter what they care, what they see in you. I mean, what you see in them. They're just gonna take their time with the game and drop it on their own time. And you have other gaming companies as well, like Mundfish, who's dropped Atomic Heart. And if you've never dropped Atomic Heart, please stop what you're doing right now, buy their game, buy Atomic Heart, and buy the DLC. You will not regret it. Now, Atomic Heart 2 is dropping, and before they even dropped Atomic Heart 2, they're dropping a DLC of 4, which is crazy. And then you got Embark with Arc Raiders and the finals. So I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, the future of gaming is very much still alive. You do not have to worry about the stuff we will see, the stuff we're gonna expect, and all this other rubbish crap that they are dropping nowadays. We have time. We're gonna get through this. So don't worry about all this nasty stuff. It's looking bright for the future. Things are looking really good. So expect good things. Expect good things from these new gaming companies, these new dogs. They're really the new dogs. They're the new guys on the block. Embark, SloClap, Mundfish, even the Chinese companies with like Wukong, and 11-bit studios. So keep your heads up. Commentary over my gameplay, things about life and whatnot. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourself, please. Have a good night. Have a good day wherever you're at. Be safe. Stay blessed. And most importantly, love yourself.